scheduled distance from Dublin, Ireland, it's King Kong, Jono Carroll. And fighting out of the blue corner, wearing the black trunks trimmed with silver, weighing in at 9 stone 9.5 pounds with a 39 fight record, 33 wins, 19 inside the scheduled distance, and 5 defeats, 1 draw. Coming to the ring as the former European super featherweight champion from Salford, Steve Foster Jr. Thank you. The bell is Peter McCann of Ruislip, and our referee in charge is Mr. Ian John Lewis of Gillingham, Kent. This is 3 3-minute rounds, quarterfinal number 3.
Carroll. I'm the referee. Obey my commands at all times. You both know the rules. Watch the heads, kick them punches up. And when I shout break, you break clean. And remember, defend yourselves at all times. Shake hands.
Real clash of opposites here, isn't it? Here's Stephen Foster at 34, a vastly experienced championship-level fighter, against a man from Ireland, 12 years his junior, who's had just 3 professional fights, spread over nearly 3 years as well in Jono Carroll. Will it be experience, will it be youth that prevails here? And a lot of money, Jim, an awful lot of money since this draw was made, has been pouring in on the Irishman. It was 14-1 before the draw was made. He started tonight at 15-2, which means the smart money thinks that this might be a match made for Jono Carroll. Stephen Foster, of course, will have his own ideas about that.
Yeah, well, I mean, is he a dark horse or does he have a big family? That's what we have to find out. But money has gone on to him, so somebody fancies him to win this. We haven't seen an awful lot of skill as yet. Foster has loads of skill, so we'll see if it's on display here.
Well, Carroll can't afford to let Foster use his skills. He'll be comprehensively outboxed. We saw him a month ago, Jim, in Dublin, didn't we, on the undercard of Matthew Macklin and Jorge Sebastian Highland. That tough home night for Matthew Macklin, and straight away Carroll is in. He was in a tear-up against Declan Geraghty. It looked like a prize-fighter performance itself. Geraghty eventually thrown out.
That was a clever little countering burst of punches from Carroll. That was clever. Just waited his moment. Caught Foster off balance and poured the punches. He's done that again. These little bursts from that southpaw stance are not easy to deal with.
Foster looking to work his way in. We talked about the youth and experience battle. There's a speed battle here as well. Foster's never exactly one of the quickest boxers you'll ever see. Can Carroll use that youth and that speed to his advantage here tonight? Cutting little right hand from Foster. And Carroll's showing a lot more ring intelligence than we saw last month in Dublin. He's not getting drawn into anything stupid. He's not taking wild risks.
He's countering, Nick, but he's doing it in little bursts. And Stephen Foster can't really seem to do an awful lot about it. You can see him shaking himself about, trying to work out this southpaw stance. It's not that he's an awkward southpaw, it's that he's a quick southpaw. And he makes Foster miss, then drills little combinations. No great power. There he goes again. These little busy bursts are certainly eye-catching. And Stephen Foster not coming back with anything is good. And
in that burst, Jim, there are a couple of really nice-looking sharp left hands that scored. And Foster, once again, was dragged in. Not able to do much, landed a couple of body shots.
See, Foster's been made to make the first move, and I don't think he's all that comfortable doing that. And that's his problems. He would love to draw some leads from Carroll, but Carroll not obliging. There's a little uppercut from Carroll. This is impressive for as a kid having his 4th fight. Really, I thought it was impressive there, and he thinks so too.
Well, he drew the sting there, didn't he, out of Stephen Foster Jr.
Right, exactly the next round. You're going to do exactly this round when you're the last round. you're either committing totally or you go in like this. You need to, as if you're committing, knowing you're going to step back for that left hook, yeah? If he thinks you're coming, he throws 4 and 5, doesn't it? Yeah. You have to hit him as he's throwing them, yeah? That's where you're going to have the best effect.
More just amplifying what you were saying in commentary, Jim. That's exactly been the problem for Stephen Foster in that opening session.
Yeah. Only other thing is, get that jab going. Yeah?
I thought it was really smart stuff from the younger man. Picking his moments, countering in little bursts. And Stephen Foster couldn't really do anything about it.
Corners 10 seconds. No, you've got to do it, son, yeah?
Seconds out, round 2.
Round 2, Jono Carroll, the Dubliner in the green, whose career hasn't quite got going. He went to Australia where he turned pro and had his first fight there in December 2012. Waited a full year before his next one. Then came back to Ireland, and it was 11 months before we saw him in action last month. So he's not got any momentum going. Prizefighter could be the springboard for a career here, and it would certainly be a massive scalp for him to take Stephen Foster.
He's just drawn Foster onto a little chopping left-hand lead from that southpaw stance. Foster's going to have to put punches together. Single shots have been countered. But he's just struggling to get close. Oh, that's really clever stuff again from Carroll.
And Foster, no answer. Fast fist there from Carroll. I think you made the point, Jim. Not a lot of power there, but it's eye-catching stuff. A lot of punches being thrown. And most crucially of all, Jim, nothing coming back from Foster in those exchanges.
See Foster trying to box his way close, but it's not working. The movement of Carroll, then the actual smart boxing, smart tactics are coming from Carroll. He's just drawing mistakes from Foster and punishing them with little bursts. Nothing solid, nothing hurtful, but they're quick, and he's putting them together.
Well, I must admit, when we watched him in Dublin last month, Jim, this is not a fellow I would have thought would have come in and impressed us with his ring intelligence, because it was real head-down stuff against Bethnal, a real wild drawl, if you like. But here, showing real ring smarts against a fellow who technically should be able to handle him with ease, but Stephen Foster at the moment just can't get anything going.
See Foster showing little feints, just trying to draw leads from Carroll, but Carroll will not oblige. He's picking his moments. When he's ready, he goes to work. See those little bursts, a little three-punch combination. So Foster would like to be able to counter, but he's not managing to do it.
Got out of range there, nothing doing for Carroll. Well, again, it's hard to look at Stephen Foster's work in this round and say, yeah, you've really impressed, you've caught the eye. Well, I think he knows it. He knows he's got to get going, and it's a decent right hand at the end of that little flurry from Carroll.
Well, it's just a reminder of this prize fighter. You know, you can't possibly pick a winner in these fights. Over the 3 rounds, you don't have time to work the other guy out. If this was a 10-rounder, it would probably take Foster 4 or 5 rounds to work this fellow out. He doesn't have 10, he has 3, and he struggled in the first 2 of those.
Watch Jamie Moore getting into the corner there. He's got his back to us now. Almost raised his eyes to the heavens.
Listen, you ain't got time to talk about now. Yeah. 1 round each. Okay. Right?
They see it as 1 round each.
Every time you finish.
Don't know if Jamie really believes that, because Foster didn't really get a chance to provide much, but it's no good telling him he's 2 points down, so I think they're looking for a big round from him, that's for sure. But these are the little bursts that you remember. Quick and really nothing clean coming back at him.
Step off, big deep breath, and go again. Step off, big deep breath, go again. Hands tight, yeah? I need some.
The 34-year-old former European champion needs a massive 3 minutes here against the inexperienced young Dubliner.
Well, if you listen to the 2 corners, there was one really happy corner and one corner who knew they had a lot of work to do.
Well, they came in with a great game plan, didn't they? Carroll's team, led by Pascal Collins. And so far, the 22-year-old has executed that game plan. They've neutralised Foster completely. And he hasn't had to burn off a lot of energy to do it either.
Well, Foster has a big left hook. He's produced it a few times in his career at crucial times. He could be doing with producing it here.
Well, again, as you say, Carroll, the matador, isn't he? Just daring him. And Foster's trying to bait him in. And Carroll not interested. And Carroll will quite happily see the round through like this. Foster's the guy that's got to make something happen and take the initiative here.
Yeah, I'm surprised at how smart Carroll has been in this one, just biding his time, picking his moments, and these little bursts there, and look at the movement there. That was clever.
There's oozing confidence now, the Dubliner. Just enjoying this. I'm not sure Foster is. A year ago, a lot of people thought he was washed up after he lost to Anthony Crolla. Came in at very short notice. He didn't pack it in. He's had a couple of low-key wins. He wanted this to be the springboard. Not happening.
Well, I'm sure Foster would have been happy with the draw when he saw it, a kid with 3 fights. But he's had an eye-opener here because he's never been able to pin him down. So, because of Carroll's speed, Foster's work has been forced and just not been allowed to produce.
Well, I think we're getting an indication why that money piled in on Jono Carroll here, Jim. He's quick as we get down to the last minute. He's a southpaw and he's boxing with real ring intelligence. That's a combination that can take you a long way, not just in Prizefighter, but in your whole career.
Yeah, and he's getting his punches off and nullifying what's coming back from Foster. So nothing eye-catching. Okay, Foster may have landed more punches up close, but not been allowed to do anything eye-catching that the judges are going to like.
I'll tell you what, if he gets Gary Buckland in the semi-final, which if it goes to form, that's what he will get. It'll be interesting to see if Jono Carroll can neutralise Buckland the way he's dealt with Stephen Foster here. Foster just has never got on top of this one. Never got close. And Carroll hasn't wasted much. This is a really smart performance. More than one way to win Prizefighter, eh, Jim? We love the hell for leather tear-up stuff, but that can be just as effective. Real smart boxing from the 22-year-old southpaw. And I don't think Stephen Foster, looking at him, needs to be hearing from the judges' scorecards. Well, Andy Scott's caught up with a famous face in the crowd. Let's join him.
Yeah, thanks, Nick. I'm with Ricky Burns, a division you know well, Ricky. The general consensus is that Jono Carroll might just have edged out Stephen Foster Jr. there. A man that has done 12 rounds like yourself, how difficult can it be to drop down to 3 rounds once you're a seasoned professional?
Do you know what, I think obviously once they knew they were getting into the Prizefighter, they've probably adjusted their training to obviously the 3 rounds, getting a 3-round war, back out, a wee break, back in again, working that way. So no doubt their preparation's all been about that, shortening the distance.
Jono Carroll, though, he looked like he was just able to come in with those little raid-in bursts and nick the rounds. Is that how you saw it?
I know. Do you know, he was boxing well. Stephen was trying to force the pace all the time. But me personally, I think he just nicked it as well.
Could be a major upset here, Nick.
Well, not according to all that money that came in late, Andy. Somebody knew something, because he was 14-1, then the draw got made and it piled in, and Jim, you don't see it as nicking it at all.
No, I mean, it's the first verdict tonight that I've had any confidence about. I just thought Carroll nullified everything that Foster Jr. tried, and that's the way I saw it. Clever little bursts, clever tactics, never got involved, never took too many clean punches, and looking at both faces you can see who the happy man is.
Absolutely, I think we all know how this one's going to be called.
Ladies and gentlemen, result of quarter-final number 3, and we have a split decision.
Well.
Judge Michael Alexander scores the contest 30-27 in favour of Carroll. Phil Edwards 29-28 in favour of Foster. Judge Howard Foster scores the contest 29-28 in favour of the winner and first one through to semi-final number 2 from Dublin, Ireland,
I think there would have been a serious inquest if he hadn't.
Bless your appreciation, please.
Stephen Foster looked surprised when he heard there was a split decision. You actually saw his face.